trying to use this thing that I bought. It's a gimbal. Oh, and I think it should work really well. But what happened is I got Adam to explain how to use it to me, and he set it all up and had it all working really well, but then I didn't listen when he was explaining how it was working. So I was just nodding and saying, yeah, brilliant, that sounds amazing. And I thought that it would somehow go into my subconscious brain. Look, I want to show you Des, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. There he is. Desmond! There he be. Now I don't know how to get it back to me. It's got all fancy settings where you can make it track you and yellow horses. Desmond! Anyway, the lesson in that is actually listen when somebody is explaining something to you, rather than nodding and smiling and slightly wishing they'd shut up, even though you'd asked them to do this particular thing. Anyway, hello everybody. I'm trying to be really good and dedicated and do my weekly lives on a Tuesday. It was supposed to be at 10 o'clock, but I had a lesson this morning. Somebody came up to help a horse that had kissing spines and some interesting hock and gut stuff going on. So it was he was a very nice horse with a very nice person, but it means that my live is a bit late. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about, hello everybody. I can't see if anybody's saying comments. I don't know why. I don't know if that's to do with the gimbal. Probably another thing I was supposed to listen to and I didn't. But hello, whoever is there. So this week, the thing that is in my brain is the lovely time I have just spent with Shuna, my friend from Scotland. So Shuna came down for quite a few days and we got to hang out together, talking about horses and playing with horses. There's a very good horse, actually, not always a very good horse. And it was really nice because it can be quite a lonely place sometimes, having riding instructor as your job, because you are a lone wolf most of the time, trying to work things out for yourself and hoping that you're being helpful to other people. So it was really lovely to spend some time with somebody else who does the same kind of work. It's trying to reconnect. I might have to walk over here. And who understands. Look, it does all this stuff. It thinks it's being fancy, but I don't know if it is. Who understands what it's like, basically. And, oh, golly, if anyone can tell me how a gimbal works, if they just could, that would be marvellous. So the one thing I wanted to talk about specifically that happened with Shuna, she helped me a lot to just bounce ideas off, think about whether I was going in the right direction with horses, give me some suggestions and ideas of her own. And I moved away. Do it, is it? So we don't get to ride together anymore. And so what was interesting was Des, who was back here, my almost 14-year-old Lusitano. Des, beep, beep, got to go out with another horse. It's not going to be and within the first month I thought, sorry, he'd just been gelded before he arrived, but literally just been gelded. So I thought my best plan of action was to take him on a fun ride. And it was a chaos incarnate, I think. I kind of beat myself up about it over and over again for many years because I put some things into Des that I wish I hadn't. He was completely overwrought by mares passing him. So we went on this fun ride, and what he learnt was that when other horses go past, rearing and spinning and taking off at speed is par for the course. So we spent 2 or 3 hours with my friend Kate using her good gelding to block Des, and a lot of time on 2 legs. So it wasn't much fun for either of us, actually. And I spent many years afterwards finding sensible ways to help Des to feel more okay about going out with other horses. And it's been a labour of love. I can't imagine that, Paula. Paula's just saying she took Cello on a fun ride. I would imagine it was a similar experience for all of us, Paula. Anyway, so I spent a really long time working with Des with other horses. And then since lockdown, I don't think he's been out with another horse for at least a year, if not longer, and certainly not with another horse at speed. So we haven't done cantering or galloping with other horses. And so because Shuna was here and I was able to utilise her excellent riding skills, she took out one of my other horses and we went out together. And what I realised was we're pretty much back to the start as far as Des is concerned. So all the lessons that I have worked on with him about the speed of other horses isn't to do with you, if other horses go past you, it's not to do with you. We were back to that first fun ride that I took him on as a rising 5-year-old. And kind of what I thought about and what I was able to talk about with Shuna is not all horses are the same. And it can be really easy to get dispirited because you can believe that you should be able to make all horses feel exactly the same way about life and be able to cope with everything. And that might be true for, I don't know if you can see these two boys in the background here. So there's Luis and there's Fuego somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. Maybe he's made a bid for the hills. So for some horses, where is he? He's standing. Oh, look, sorry, that might have made you feel sick. He's standing exactly. And what I was really grateful for was having Shuna here to be able to talk to about it, because it can feel quite disheartening. You can think, oh, I spent all that time. And then, you know, a year away, lucky you. But for other horses, look, I look slightly like a female Wurzel Gummidge, don't I? But a bit less stylish. But for some horses, that's just not the case. So I'm going to be making a decision with Des now. How many times am I actually going to go out at speed in company? We go out at speed quite a bit, but how often are we going to be riding with groups of horses? Because the work that I would have to put in clearly now to get him back to the stage that he was at previously, it's going to be quite a big job. He's 14. I've got 2 other excellent hacking horses who are totally happy going out in company. Is there something about playing to your horse's strengths and where you want to put your energy? If I just had one horse and I knew that my deepest desire was to endlessly go out in groups galloping around, then I would invest a lot of time helping my horse to feel a lot better about it. But the reality is I don't have to do that with Des if I don't want to. And the amount of work that I would need to put in to get him back to being comfortable cantering behind other horses, I might think I've got other things to do with my short life, and it might be more stress than Des actually needs these days. And it's taken me quite a long time to kind of feel okay about that. Your own strengths and desires. Yeah, exactly. And it's also like, I'm probably never going to be, I'm no good at playing musical instruments, for instance. Maybe I could learn, well, I'm sure I could learn, we could all learn. But would I be brilliant? Would it be my best thing? Probably not. Maybe I'm better investing my time in the things that I find easier and that I'm already quite good at. So for instance, with Des, there are plenty of other things that we can do together that don't involve tanking around after other horses, because it blows his mind. He gets really frustrated. I mean, who knows what his emotions are, but it feels like frustration, and that is clearly associated with anxiety for him. So maybe he can do the things that he's good at, and I won't feel the need to make all of my horses be equal in all areas, because they are all different, and it's okay for them to have strengths in different areas and weaknesses in different areas. Now, if I only had one horse, that might be slightly different, but I'm in the fortunate / expensive position of having a few. But I just think it's taken me a long time to not feel like I've let my horse down or that I'm rubbish if I can't have all my horses functioning exactly the same way in exactly the same disciplines or situations. They are their own creatures. And for Des, his absolute mind-blowing nemesis is going at speed with other horses. So while I have other horses to go and do that on, then Des and I can do the things that he's good at. Anyway, just be interesting to hear if you have some sense of what your own horse's strengths are and how you might build on those, and that we can all give ourselves a break for not being able to create every horse in the image of every other horse. They're all their own horses, aren't they? So that's a rather long-winded and really badly filmed, so much from this amazing bit of kit, that I thought I had. This gimbal, it's giving me arm ache and I don't seem to be able to do anything with it, so I might go back to just holding my phone with my hand. Best laid plans and all that. So anyway, do tell me what Millie likes eating. Oh, Liana, that's Fuego's top skill too. We call him the bin. So if anything needs clearing up, then you go and get the bin and he comes in and clears everything up. So that's a valuable thing for some horses to be able to do. Lovely to see you all, and as you can see, a picture of glamour as ever. See you next week maybe. Bye.